I use this drill on many students because it fixes a lot of issues with the golf swing, and all of them are really surprised, especially when they see the movement on camera. Because whether you've got a club or using the alignment stick, we put it across our shoulders, and instead of your normal stance width, we're going to go wide. And if you think you're wide, go a little bit wider, okay? We really want to exaggerate this sensation, and I want you to make a backswing, okay? And I want you to notice what's happening with your legs and your pelvis, all right? What happens when you're standing wider this way? I think you'll be very surprised to notice how you can wind up the hip. The right hip goes a little bit higher, but I'm braced inside my leg here. I am poised to push off and swing over there. It's a very strong feeling. And yes, of course, it does get a little bit harder to move through the ball this way, but this wide stance eradicates a lot of things on the through swing as well, because it feels very awkward to lunge at the body or, you know, fire the hips through this way, which you'll see a lot of, you know, people letting that early extension go this way. With this extra wide stance, it makes it almost impossible. So I want you to have some swings with that stick first, and then grab a club. And we're going to take a wide stance, and I want you to make some back swings, trying to see how much you can wind up and how far a turn you can get. I don't want you to try and cheat this much. If you're feeling sort of pressure in the thigh, that's fine, but we want the pressure on the inside of the heel. We don't want to be too tight in the hips either. So if you're feeling a little bit of extra tightness, you can just flare out your right foot, because that's going to help wind up and turn up around the hips here without it putting too much pressure on the knee. So that's a little cheat code. Without me telling you what this feels like, I want you to just perform it now. Make some turns and feel this kind of swing, where it's more winding up and solid a base, right? We're doing a nice wide arc. So we're gonna hit some shots like this, all right? Standing nice and wide. Now, of course, you don't wanna be hitting full shots, okay? But we're just trying to do some practice swings to feel that centered sensation. Imagine there's a pole going through me, all right? From the back of my spine, out the top of my shoulders this way. And I am winding up around it. I'm staying centralized, and my move is just this. I'm not manipulating the hands in and out. How I set up with those arms in the same position stays pretty much the same back and the same through. Obviously it's not full shots, but that's what we're trying to do here, to get the sensation of loading up into this hip and then using the ground to move ourselves back. So it's just like so. You don't have to stay like that. You don't only have to practice like that, but we start tapering down. So we hit a few shots super wide, then we go a little bit narrower and a little bit narrower, a little bit narrower. And as soon as you start feeling like you're moving around a little bit, or even in a mirror or on camera, you'll notice a little bit too much excessive movement, if you will. Go back to a little wider stance, because that should be your sweet spot, at least for what we're working on with this, to give you that stability, to give you that pushing off point, and to have a stronger swing without more effort. The beauty of this, it works really well on the course, because if you find that you're struggling a bit too much movement and you're kind of finishing a bit off balance, it's going to really encourage that. So during practice swings, make some wide, extra wide stance swings and see how you feel. Then just bring it in and try and bridge the gap and have the same sensation. What does it feel like? Winding up, getting a bit more width, a wider, lower arc with less manipulation. That's what we're after. But do this and you will move the needle on your golf game. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested, check out this lesson next, because it's going to make the swing even easier.